Um, this is a good video to start with. The fake squatter, fat ass 45, cannot comprehend true patriotism, and he never could. Um, Now, the first line says that, oh, the fat ass may admire the military, which we know he doesn't, but he has shown his contempt for the people who decide to join it and serve the nation, a decision he seems to find utterly incomprehensible. Americans have heard him make ignorant remarks about war heroes for years, going from the late Senator John McCain to the families of soldiers killed in battle. Americans who sacrifice everything for their country are not heroes in his view, but he referred to them as losers and suckers. According to a new article in The Atlantic, which quotes multiple sources, that are unnamed anyway, including at least one retired four-star general, Fat Ass 45 has vehemently denied the report, but other news organizations separately corroborated some of the claims that he made in this piece. The reporting is so consistent with everything we've seen from Fat Ass 45 since 2015 that the only shocking part is that we can still be shocked by anything he says or does, but it does take one's breath away to hear the details. People will remember if you remember back in 2018, on a trip to France, which marked the 100th anniversary of the end of World War I. On a rainy day, the leaders of France, Germany, and other U.S. allies traveled to the cemetery at Aisne-Marne outside Paris, where 1,800 U.S. Marines were killed. Fat Ass 45, however, canceled. While the White House blamed the weather, Fat Ass 45, according to Atlantic, failed to show up because he didn't want to mess up his fake hair in the rain. The solemn occasion didn't warrant it. Four people with first-hand knowledge told The Atlantic's Jeffrey Goldberg that Fat Ass 45 said, "But why should I go to that cemetery? It's filled with losers." He also called the dead suckers for getting killed. We all seen this bizarre full-body embrace of the American flag, and yet he has shown little interest in a respect for U.S. history. Fat Ass 45's patriotism is a self-serving theater, so over the top that it reeks of hypocrisy. His phony patriotism echoes his histrionic religiosity. He embraces the flag much like he holds up a Bible, as he did in front of St. John's Church in June after protesters were removed by force so he could have his photo op. Few would mistake the event for evidence of religious devotion. Fat Ass 45 never prayed there, said the bishop. It was a show of a personal political game, much like when he claimed to love the Bible on the 2016 campaign trail. When asked to share some of his favorite verses, Fat Ass 45 declined, saying that the Bible means a lot to me, but I don't want to get into specifics. One, the Bible can't mean anything to him when he's never read it, and the reason why he couldn't quote any verses is because he's never read the fucking Bible a day in his fucking life. So that's why. Claiming to love the Bible that he's never read and posing with it served a purpose for Fat Ass 45, while what he cannot comprehend is genuine patriotism or service to a higher cause which plainly escape him. In another stunning display of callousness documented by The Atlantic, Fat Ass 45 visited Arlington National Cemetery on Memorial Day of 2017 and stood at the grave of Robert Kelly, the son of the then Homeland Security Secretary John Kelly. Watching over the grave of a man who died serving his country at the age of 29, Fat Ass 45 asked the bereaved father, "I don't get it. What was in it for them?" A retired four-star general who was friends with John Kelly told Goldberg that the moment showed Fat Ass 45 can't fathom the idea of doing something for someone other than himself, and there's no money in serving the nation. Fat Ass 45's denial of the Atlantic's reporting are in some cases contradicted by his own words. He rejects the claim that he called McCain a loser, for example, but we've seen and heard him mock McCain, a genuine war hero, on numerous occasions, and the internet is full of videos of Fat Ass 45 calling McCain a loser for getting captured. He even tweeted an article with the headline, "Fat Ass 45, John McCain is a loser. Lying is apparently harder than it seems." If Fat Ass 45 has one superlative talent, it is marketing himself. He pushes the claim that he has been great for the military, which he hasn't. But the members of the U.S. Armed Forces know better. He may like the big, powerful machines in the military parades, but reportedly without amputees, since nobody wants to see that. But when it comes to protecting and respecting and understanding the people who make the choice to serve the country, Fat Ass 45 is AWOL. He has refused to do anything about U.S. intelligence assessment that Russia was offering bounties to Taliban fighters to kill American soldiers in Afghanistan. He has betrayed American allies, and he has shown little interest in standing up for democracy or human rights. Even before the new revelations, many American troops were growing disenchanted with the Fat Ass in chief. Soldiers generally lean Republican, but many disagree with Fat Ass 45 on issues like Confederate symbols, and what constitutes a serious threat to national security, according to the Military Times anyway. A number of former military leaders have also publicly spoken out against Fat Ass 45's response to protests that have broken out across the country. We've all grown a little jaded, developed calluses in the place where our sense of democracy is repeatedly bludgeoned by Fat Ass 45. But we should never grow accustomed to this. The fat ass of the United States doesn't understand patriotism. He doesn't understand service, and he has only contempt for those who genuinely love their country. What a fucking tragic state of affairs. So if you like the video, give the video a like and subscribe to my channel, Ryan Van Wyk, and also hit the notification bell so that you'll be notified when a new video comes out, and thanks for listening.